During this, I'm going to do my very, very, very best not to get copyrighted, because Ubisoft have just been auto-claiming every Origins video I've made, so they're making no money. But in this video, we're going to go ahead and we're going to break down as best I possibly can the gameplay demo. So without further ado, let's do it. So I'm assuming you've all seen the demo. If you haven't, I'll link it in the description. So I'm going to be cutting this up and shit to try and avoid copyright. Bear with me, it should still be great. The eagle looks sick, those graphics are fucking gorgeous. Look at that blink there. Look at the blink the eagle does. That's beautiful. So we have a bunch of cool scenery shots, and then this one, which we're going to hold on for much longer, because that is fucking beautiful. So then we get a few more scenery shots of the beautiful landscape until Xenu lands on Bayek's arm, and Bayek has the deadest face known to mankind. Like, is there any way, Ubisoft, you can make him look more like a real life person? Because that's just, he's dead. He just looks dead. So here we get our first look at proper gameplay, and there's a couple of things to note, so let's jump into it. So first up here, this is an alpha game footage demo, so this is running on the alpha version of the game, so things are subject to change in terms of the way NPCs look, character models, certain jumpiness and stutteriness, as well as the HUD, so that's just something to note while taking a look at the gameplay. So here we get a look at our XP tracker. You can see the yellow bar indicates how close you are to leveling up to the next level, and the little crest on the right of that shows the current level that you are at. That way you can keep track of your level within Assassin's Creed Origins. Another thing to look at here, it says region discovered, Siwa or Siwa, I don't know how you pronounce that, and there are multiple regions in the game. This is of course one of those. I believe there's 4 main ones, and we'll be going over these in a later video where I look at everything they've shown on their website, which is going to be a very interesting video that'll come out a little bit later on today. This is of course one of those regions, and there's going to be multiple places you're able to discover in the game, not just regions but temples, you know, these various sites and locations. They'll be in the game, they'll be added to your map and your tracker. The next thing to take a look at is the compass, which is replacing the minimap in Assassin's Creed Origins, which I think is really, really awesome, showing the various things in the area that are markers of interest, and we'll just take a look at each of these individually. So here we've got a quest marker. This isn't actually the main quest, but one of the side quests you can pick up in the game. As you can see here, indicated by the guy on the side of the road, you can talk to this man and you will get a side quest, and Ubisoft have stated these quests are going to be individual mini stories similar to The Witcher 3 and other RPG games of that nature, and you will never find 2 quests that are the same, which is fantastic, fantastic news. Going back to the compass, we've also got here a little horseshoe, which is an indication for, I would assume, a stable master kind of person, in which case you'll be able to buy things for your mounts and possibly new mounts to unlock in these various areas, which is of course very, very interesting as a gameplay feature. Moving along the compass, on the left here, you've got a camel with a kind of circle around it. That looks to me like camel races, but I mean, what do I know? But it kind of does look like a camel race. You've then got a question mark here, which I would assume is indicating an undiscovered location, and then on the far right, you've got an eagle type thing, which to me looks like a new symbol for viewpoints, which means they are returning in Assassin's Creed Origins. As Bayek turns the corner here, you can look at another little marker on the compass here. To me, that looks like a needle and thread, which I'm pretty sure it is, meaning that is a tailor. In this place, you'll be able to probably get various gear and items, but most likely outfits and materials and colors and other crafting materials for different items within the game, which is awesome to see. These separate shops are returning in Assassin's Creed Origins, which is something that I've wanted all the way back since 2012 when they were removed in Assassin's Creed 3. So now we've got another lovely bit of galloping through the village area. Cheeky bale of hay right there. Back to riding through the country up to our main objective, and then Bayek calls upon Xenu, the controllable eagle. We'll see him take flight above Bayek, seeing his scouting abilities. I don't know whether I'm even mad at this anymore. It's just a fucking feature in the game. It's there, it exists, and this is what it looks like, so that's great. Something that did catch my eye right here was this icon of wooden planks, which I would assume are used for crafting, possibly upgrades to your boat, or possibly for gear. I'm not entirely sure what that would be used for, but it looks like you can loot that from people who are around, and it looks like you can scout out people that have certain types of loot on them using Xenu, and you would take out the guy, you'd steal his fucking wood and use that to upgrade possibly your boat or something. I'm not entirely certain at this point, but it's definitely probably used for crafting in some way or another. So now we're back with Bayek. We get a little look at the scenery, looking very, very nice, and then some of the free running and parkour in this game, looking very similar to Unity and Syndicate, but very fluid nonetheless. The animations look absolutely fantastic. Next we get Bayek in the tree. What's he gonna do? Oh shit! Another thing to note is that when he gets the kill, you see plus 5 XP, counting the XP you get from each enemy, and that's useful, I guess. Here we get a little look at hiding in tall grass in Assassin's Creed Origins, something we're all familiar with, and that's that, obviously. This is an awesome new feature, the double assassination takedown, meaning you can assassinate one guy, throw a knife at the other guy, and it's just frickin' awesome, isn't it? At this point, he picks up the dude's weapon, being a gold level bow, which indicates a legendary item, which is frickin' awesome. Next goes into the pause menu, and we get a little look at what that looks like with the Animus there in the background, reminding me very much of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, you know, with kind of like the dotted line kind of thing, which would suggest to me that we're going back to Animus, not Helix anymore, but who knows? Also, this looks a lot like the setup of the Witcher 3 and Horizon pause menus, where you have got the quests at the top as well as your gear, abilities, inventory, map, etc. There's also a tab for targets, which suggests to me that the assassinations are far more systemic, or even you have set targets that aren't even part of the main story and works similar to the Nemesis system in Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, which would be incredibly interesting. I'd be interested to see what is in that tab. Maybe we'll see some of it at Ubisoft's press conference later on today. Next tab here shows off some of the various things we're going to see in the gear section of the inventory. So you've got over on the left, you've got range. You can have 2 ranged weapons at a time, along with 2 melee weapons over on the right. You can then also have your shield, which you can change, and a tool, which you can change, which is really, really awesome. And you can interchange between 2 various melee weapons that you can switch out during the open world, as well as 2 ranged weapons, and then that's how they would work. Then if you want to switch out the ones you've got kind of as your active weapons, you can do that from the pause menu. You then also got your mount down at the bottom right, being able to customize, I would assume, the mount you have or the equipment your mount is loaded out with, as well as the outfit tab, which allows you to change your base outfit for Bayek. Then on top of that, the 6 slots below those main slots would be your gear slots for I guess your carry limit. You've got your quiver, your bracer, your other bracer, your chest plate, and then I can't tell what that last one is. It kind of looks like the head of a spear. I mean, maybe I don't know, but there's that. Then also at the bottom of the screen, you can see the damage for each of your various things right at the bottom of the screen there for hidden blade, ranged, melee, or health, and you can choose to level these various things up depending on what you want to do more damage, meaning it's completely up to the player, the way that you want to play the game, and what you want to specialize in, which is always really, really good. Here we get a quick look at weapon stats, and as you can see, this legendary Predator bow does a lot more damage than the standard hunting bow. It also has buffs of extra stealth damage, a combo multiplier, and health on kills, which is absolutely freaking awesome. And this means that these weapons have various different abilities than they can end up having, which is absolutely fantastic and has loads of variety. You can also dismantle it in order to get the resources from the weapon, and I would assume you can then do the opposite, so you can get the right materials in order to build a legendary Predator bow if that was something that you wanted to pursue within the game. Something that I think is really strange is when you go back to the game, it's by this dead body. You can carry it, of course, but you can also poison it. Why would you want to poison a dead body? I don't understand why you would. I mean, obviously there's a gameplay feature for it, but like, why would you want to poison a dead guy? That kind of seems like a waste. Also confirms poison's in the game, so that's great. Here we get a look at some of the free running in the game, looking very, very nice, as well as a nice ledge takedown here to level them up to level 7. We get this nice little effect to show you've leveled up, looking all snazzy and shit. Something else on here is when it levels up, it also gives you a skill point, showing that you have these skill points, and you'll be able to invest them into various skill trees within the abilities menu of the game. Y is now to assassinate, and that is simply because the attack button's no longer X, it's now changed to right bumper and right trigger for some reason. I mean, we'll find out, of course, sometime in the future, but assassinate is now Y. That's very strange. That doesn't, I mean, like, assassinate should be like an ease of access button, not having to like reach to the top of the controller. Like, I feel like that's very strange choice. but okay. So we get this cool animation showing Bayek assassinating that dude with his single hidden blade, and then we get thrust straight into the new combat system. People have been saying this looks quite stuttery in terms of combat. I mean, I can see where you're coming from, but I think it looks very similar to things like Dark Souls or The Witcher. It's very hitbox based, but I do have to say the animations for the finishing moves are looking pretty damn clean. Then we got the final clip of the trailer that said everyone fucking mental as controllable arrows. We were so concerned about the controllable eagle, we didn't think about controllable arrows. I still don't understand why there's control. Why are there controllable? That makes no sense. That makes literally no sense in Assassin's Creed, but neither does controllable eagle. And neither does a massive snake. So I guess we're just kind of going to have to, neither does chameleon ability. We're just going to have to go, they don't get, Aguilar was the last user to hold the apple. Then we got a bunch of cool little shots at the end here. Among the most notable is naval and chariot races. So that was it for the gameplay demo that we got at the Microsoft press conference. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, steps down all things Assassin's Creed Origins. Be able to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to make sure you're the first to my videos. But just don't comment first, because every time someone does that, I make a little incision in my arm with a small knife, and it's not improving my life. It's actually making it worse. So I'd appreciate if no one did that anymore. So I can kind of get on with things. Like a normal human being. However, we will have loads more at the Ubisoft press conference, of course, getting a full demo and a cinematic trailer, so there's going to be a lot to stay tuned for. This is the best place to be, honestly. You get fun, you get information, you get aids. It's really, really good. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.